Since 2002, a group going by the name of H.O.M.E, short for Heterosexuals Organized for a Moral Environment, have taken up an annual presence at Elgin Community College, causing mixed reactions from both students and faculty. According to the mission statement, H.O.M.E's main goal at ECC is to use science, logic, and natural law to expose all the flaws in the arguments homosexuals use to try and justify homosexual activity.
We feel that the results of the gay lifestyle, I'm not talking about people, are appalling, and they've been suppressed totally. A whole book of statistics on the effects of the gay lifestyle.
And I wish young people knew how the liberal media in this country has been manipulating, I think we went over this, has been manipulating words, information, fake news to try to impose their pro-LGBT values on everybody.
I see the same-sex attraction much like depression. The end is HIV/AIDS and all that means. If you follow out depression all the way, the end is suicide, okay? The ultimate.
While on campus, the group hands out anti-LGBT flyers and interacts with students, spreading false and outdated information about the LGBT community.
They told me I would eventually end up killing myself if I decided to go through with gender reassignment surgery.
I heard them completely going off on lesbian teachers here at the school, telling them that they're mentally unstable, that they're unfit to be around children and teens and young adults.
It really says a lot about how little we have actually moved on in society.
I have never actually felt uncomfortable here until organizations like H.O.M.E came over on campus. Coming from a high school that was quite conservative, pretty against my entire lifestyle, coming here was like a great change and eye-opener to know that I was accepted here. But then when an organization like H.O.M.E came, I kind of started to question that entire value that we had.
H.O.M.E is protected under the free speech provisions in the United States and Illinois constitutions, making it illegal for ECC to ban them from their campus.
It's 2018, we've got the facts of being gay isn't really a bad thing. Back then it was such a big deal, but now it's you're just being a bigot, you're just spreading hatred, and there's a difference between free speech and hate speech, and what they're preaching is hate speech.
I agree that they have the right to be here and spread their opinion, but I disagree with their right, their quote-unquote right to spread their own facts.
However, ECC has encouraged other clubs to table alongside H.O.M.E to share different viewpoints. Every year, clubs like SWAN sets up alongside H.O.M.E to try and better educate the public on LGBT issues.
SWAN's short for Students Who Are Not Silent. They are the Gay Straight Alliance on campus here.
It's kind of nice to know when I pass through the hallway that I see people that I've recognized from SWANs that I know are like-minded, and if I'm going through a rough day, I know I can talk to them about anything and everything that's on my mind. So
I feel like they do a really good job. The resources are good to help people figure themselves out. They're good with labels, or if you don't want to label or anything, that's cool too. And they just know a lot about the topic, and it's good for somebody who might be confused or wondering about themselves. I think SWAN's is a good group.
We do activities as far as stuff that's going on through the news, advocacy for our own community, things that's going on politically, almost anything that you can think of, we pretty much cover it. Today's Safe Haven. What we're trying to do is curate a safe place for people that don't want to be surrounded by such hateful messages that places like H.O.M.E exhibit. I'm really grateful that we have this type of event because I can at least go to a place that there's people like me that really love and accept me for who I am.
Founded in 1990, H.O.M.E has been spreading hate by opposing LGBT rights and trying to criminalize homosexual relations. On their website, H.O.M.E openly attacks the LGBT community, saying they live a disease-ridden lifestyle and encouraging parents of homosexual children to condition their children into learning how to enjoy heterosexual activities, even going as far as to dedicating a whole page on how to get in touch with local conversion therapy programs.
Let's say somebody is feeling ill, okay, and they go to a doctor, and the doctor finds out that they have really bad heart disease or really bad cancer, and the doctor tells the patient, you have a serious illness. The patient goes home, they're very depressed. Maybe they try to kill themselves or hurt themselves. Is it the doctor's fault that he told a patient that he had a serious disease? Is he responsible for their extreme response to that? No, he's not. You tell the patient the truth. You have a disorder.
When they talk about, changing somebody, it's, first of all, it's extremely harmful to the person.
And for homes to be giving or telling parents to discourage their children away from love, that's only going to lead towards hate. That's only going to take us steps backwards.
I know there are numerous scientific studies that conversion therapy does not work at all. It actually traumatizes people for life. There are many stories out there of people who feel suicidal, they are mentally ill due to conversion therapies. I know we should be moving on past things like conversion therapy.
I feel bad for them because they have so much hate in their heart when they should just kind of catch up with how everybody else is, because there's no point in being bigoted and hating because it just makes you miserable in the end.
We are moving towards a more progressive society, which is good for the country and for the world, and I hope that one day you will be able to look at all these students and be sorry for all of the discrimination and hate you've promoted throughout the years.
Kind of what my friend said. I do feel extremely sorry for you, and I really wish that you could not just drop the act altogether, but realize that what you're doing isn't helping anyone. If anything, it's really affecting certain communities that already feel neglected. So I would say put that passion into something else. But yeah, know that I do feel sorry for you, and regardless, I still love you as a neighbor.